Today's topic is well-being. Well-being is becoming a very important topic in our society and becoming more and more addressed in all sorts of fields, but it has not yet permeated well enough the field of disability. Here comes now next, and we're innovators in that area. Well-being is the overarching concept that has been guiding both the design and the implementation of Now and Next. And when we say that Now and Next is well rooted in positive psychology, what we mean that every bit of new concepts and new exercises that we introduced has been well researched, well documented, and there's a lot of evidence to show that they work in increasing our well-being. So we've introduced you to a whole lot of different ideas and different ways to increase your well-being and to identify situations that where this well-being could be jeopardized or could be increased. And with this session, I'll bring everything together to show you how during the different sessions that we work together in Now and Next, we were actually talking about a different area of well-being. And I've been really looking forward to recording this session because finally it's when things come together in explaining why we were doing certain things. The wide range of goals that positive psychology has set for itself is to build robust science around what makes school help children flourish, in what ways we can make the workplace more satisfactory for us, in what ways we can have more meaningful lives and stronger community and higher productivity. And so this whole field is about identifying our strength and nurturing our strength. And as positive psychology is evolving, and so have a whole range of positive psychology interventions and exercises, some of which we've borrowed because they're working. So Martin Seligman says, positive psychology is the scientific study of what enables individuals and communities to thrive and flourish. Thrive and flourish? I'd like that. That's what I want. So to explain the framework of positive psychology and thriving and flourishing, Martin Seligman created a framework that goes with the acronym PERMA, P-E-R-M-A. So I will go through this acronym and I will also explain to you how all these things are connected with what we've been doing until now and with what we're doing next. P stands for positive emotions. Here, we're not talking about smiling faces or, it'll be okay, don't worry, it'll be okay. No, we're talking about the fact that we each have different temperaments. Some of us tend to have more positive emotions than others, and there are actually genetic differences between people. But the good news is that we can create more positive emotions for our lives. And these include exercises such as developing our gratitude, enjoying more in the mindfulness of the present. And one exercise that we've used is making positive memories exercise, taking photos of those moments that we want to, create specific time that we want to remember with our children. So that was an exercise that was created around increasing positive emotion. And it is scientifically proven. Positive emotions can be measured and enhanced. The second letter of PERMA is E. E is for engagement. This is connected to how we identified our signature strength. So if you recall, we were looking at the wild gamut of character strength that has been, once again, researched empirically with a certain number of them and the categories. But then what is different is that each one of us has different signature strength that we can bring to the fore, that we can use more. And so if E is for engagement, what the science of engagement has shown is that when we bring our character strength into our life, specifically to address certain issues, then we get better results, we're more engaged, and we increase our well-being also. The reason why this is important is because even though we each have different signature strengths, we don't always think about bringing those specific ones into the situation, into any situation that we face. But we can actually train ourselves to do that. And once again, it's been overwhelmingly shown to have positive results, to make a difference in well-being. Our brains function differently and develop differently when we use mindfulness more. So we did breathing exercises in mindfulness, and there is also more exercises than we want to include when we work with alumni. R is for relationship. In each session, we learn together how we use our strength to help our children integrate in their community as we forge more effective relationship with professionals. So in the next two sessions, we're going to look more at, we're going to develop the concept of working better with professionals to engage more effectively to get the results we want. We actually, to get the results that professionals and us want to get for our children. When we are able to achieve our family goals, we're developing stronger relationship within the family and with our children. So the next part of relationship that you're going to work on now in the next few sessions has to do with developing relationships with professionals, and we've got some great content for you coming up. So this way, we can target the work that we want to do with professionals. As you children are going to move through school, you're going to be using these new skills more and more. Teachers really love to feel that they're working with a family who is on board, who is a partner with them, so that we recognize that there will be ups and downs, but we also know that we'll be there. We will do this together with the teachers, and teachers really, really appreciate that. And you will see the results in your children's achievement later on in life as they progress. And of course, the R for relationship stands for another particular relationship that comes as a gift from now and next, and that is the relationship with your peer group. We've created together the alumni group because people who came before you in Now and Next did not want to give up. They don't want to stop. They want to carry on meeting. And so together we've decided, well, we can be our own sustainable support system because we don't depend on anyone for that. It's our decision. So we've learned together the positive psychology language, we've learned the goals together, and now we can carry on learning together. So we are introducing you very shortly to the alumni group, and that is the group that you opt in, you choose to belong to, and make the connections, more connections than the ones that you've had in your Now and Next group at the moment. But that is the people that you're going to choose to travel on this most magnificent journey with you. So that's another R for relationship. M of PERMA is for meaning. That's an interesting one. We are going to develop this also more, but I want you to think about this because the meaning that we have in our life is something very, very personal. Some people find meaning in their work. Some are lucky. I know I am lucky because my work with our families means the world to me. I have basically devoted my career to do this kind of work to help my peers, and It really rocks my boat. Actually, I know that our peer facilitators feel the same in many ways, that they've said that working in this environment and getting these great results is giving them a renewed sense of purpose, and I believe it. Not everyone is as lucky to have this amount of meaningful connections with their work, but it is your role to find out what is meaningful in your life, and to engage more in it. I know also that in our sector, a lot of parents have told me that since they bringing up their children, and their children have special needs and are special, that this has brought a new meaning and a new purpose for them. And that is very, very deep. And I know, because I experienced that too. And I commend you for it. And this means that if we remember this, it'll also help us go through those times that are a bit tougher. And but some other people find their meaning in some connection with the spiritual world, with something that is bigger than themselves. Find out what is meaningful for you and engage more in it, because that is one direct way that you can increase your well-being. The last letter in PERMA is the letter A, but for us, we started with it, with Now and Next. A is for achievement. So we know full well that you came to Now and Next because you wanted to help achieve your child's goal. You wanted to help your child develop the best of their potential. And so that's why we started with that. We created Pictability, which was a fun way to create and engage in the session, also rooted in positive psychology, and then gamification, so make it fun to work with. And this gave you the first step to envision and to dream the future that you want for your child. We worked with Goal to Action and the 5 windows that was designed by Robin Trelaw, who is the manager at Plumtree. And so we started Now and Next with thick into the A of achievement. And we also check very carefully that you are how you're doing on achieving your goals, because as you know, some of you sneak and then move the goalpost, and that's not good. So we wanted you to stop and celebrate, which is to do with reinforcing the meaning in your life, being mindful of the present. So once again, stopping and celebrating, that increases well-being. So the design process that we've been going through with Now and Next, we did with more than 200 families to refine it as where we're today. So in the next few minutes, we're going to do an exercise that was designed by Jackie, who is also who designed the signature strength exercise, so that we could now move to the next stage and look at what well-being we have achieved so far, where we are at this point, and how we grow well-being. So stay tuned.